and welcome back to the channel. In my last video I focused on hypertension or high blood pressure and gave a bit of an explanation to why it's a problem and how it can happen, and also why you should care about it. I covered quite a bit, so click somewhere on this screen to go watch that video and then of course come back here. Now hopefully that video made you want to take care of your blood pressure a bit more if you didn't already. And so today I will be explaining one of the changes that you can make to your daily life to either keep your blood pressure at a healthy level or maybe bring it down a bit if it's on the higher end. And that thing is exercise. Nothing fancy or complicated, just some good old-fashioned exercise. So why is exercise going to help your blood pressure? Well, exercise is just great for your heart in general. The heart is essentially a large muscle. Is made up mostly of muscular tissue. So it makes sense that if we do exercise, we can improve the strength of our heart, and that is exactly what happens. When you engage in exercise, your heart needs to work harder to pump blood to all of your muscles. To keep up with this demand, your heart muscles need to adapt and grow strong over time. So if you consistently exercise, your heart will change to keep up with whatever exercise you are doing. Now there's a couple of ways that exercise can help strengthen your heart. One way is to increase the amount of blood that is pumped out with each heartbeat. This is called stroke volume. It's the amount of blood that leaves the heart with each contraction. Exercising regularly can increase the stroke volume by up to 40%, meaning your heart can pump more blood around your body without having to work as hard. This is why athletes tend to have lower resting heart rates, because their hearts are very efficient at pumping blood all around their body. Now another thing exercise does is improve the elasticity of blood vessels, which can reduce the stiffness of your arteries. If your arteries are getting stiff, then it makes it difficult for blood to travel in them, and this is one of the ways that blood pressure can increase. So keeping them more flexible is going to keep your blood pressure in that healthy range. Aside from direct effects on your heart and circulation, exercise can also help other areas of health that can also lead to reduced blood pressure. It can reduce stress, which we know leads to high blood pressure, and also improve sleep quality, which is essential to maintaining a healthy blood pressure. Now it's very easy for me to just say exercise can help improve blood pressure, but what are the actual numbers? How much can it be improved by? So if you watched the last video, you'll remember that blood pressure is measured in millimeters of mercury, and high blood pressure is usually when the systolic pressure, the top number, is over 140 millimeters of mercury. Now there's plenty of research and evidence out there to show how beneficial exercise is for blood pressure, and they seem to be in agreement that regular exercise can reduce systolic pressure by about 4 to 7 millimeters of mercury. Now if you're wondering how significant that reduction is, because it doesn't sound too high, then I'll let you know that by reducing your blood pressure by 5 millimeters of mercury, you reduce your risk of a cardiovascular event, such as a heart attack, by 10%. So it's a pretty good effect, and this is all without any medications. If you're already using blood pressure medication, exercise will just add to any benefits. So regardless of where your blood pressure is at, exercise is worth your time. So now you know that you need to exercise. I mean, you probably already knew that before, but what exercise is best? This is actually where the news is very good. One of the best exercises you can do for your heart is simply just brisk walking. So if you're quite new to exercise and you're scared that you might not have the capacity to exercise enough to help your blood pressure, just going for a walk can help. And this is because the best type of exercise to help reduce blood pressure is aerobic exercise. Aerobic exercise is the type of physical activity that increases the heart and breathing rate for a sustained amount of time. During aerobic exercise, your body uses oxygen to make energy, which is why it's beneficial for your heart, because the heart is needed to get oxygen around the body so that we can produce the energy that we need. Exercises that fall into this category are things like brisk walking, jogging, cycling, swimming, and dancing. These are types of exercises that use large muscle groups, such as those in your legs, to increase the body's need for oxygen and energy over a sustained period of time. Now the important thing to note is that you want to be doing about 150 minutes a week of regular exercise to see benefits in your blood pressure. That means you can go for a 20-minute walk every day and potentially improve your blood pressure. Small changes for a sustained period of time are going to be the key to improving your health, and you will see this be the pattern if you keep watching my videos. Now, for anyone out there who enjoys lifting weights, you may be feeling left out. But yes, strength training can also be beneficial for reducing blood pressure. Building muscle mass can help improve overall cardiovascular health and also increase fitness levels in general to allow you to do more running or swimming, whatever you want to do. But when it comes to blood pressure, aerobic exercise definitely takes the win. So any strength training should be done in combination to aerobic exercise, not as a replacement. You need to do both. So that's the exercise that you should do. But are there any exercises that should be avoided if you have high blood pressure? Well, there are some things to be careful of. Heavy weightlifting can increase blood pressure by quite a bit. So if you have high blood pressure, try to avoid exercises that require your maximum effort. Like I said earlier, definitely okay to do strength training, but it's better to keep it lighter. High intensity interval training or HIIT workouts also come with a bit of risk. And that's because they again involve short bursts of maximum effort. And this can cause rapid increases in blood pressure. So your HIIT workouts may need to be modified. And finally, there are some overhead exercises that you might want to avoid if you're in the gym. So that would be exercises like shoulder presses or lat pull downs where your arms are elevated over your head. And this is because your heart has to work even harder to push blood against gravity, and that can cause a temporary increase to blood pressure. All these types of exercises that I have included as being potentially risky are mainly an issue if you have uncontrolled and very high blood pressure. It doesn't mean that anyone with a slightly high blood pressure can't do these exercises. The main thing is to always just get clearance from your doctor and work with a professional to find the best workout for you. Everyone is going to be different. The main thing is just to start exercising and looking after your heart if that is something that you haven't been doing already. And like I said in my last video, you're never too young to start caring about your blood pressure. If you are 18 years or older and you don't know what your blood pressure is looking like, go find out and start putting in the work as early as you can so that you aren't hit with heart problems later on in life. So that brings me to the end of this video. As usual, please, if you learned something, if you enjoyed the video, give a like and subscribe. There's a new video every week. And if there's anything you want me to elaborate on or anything you want answered, put that in the comments and I'll do my best to help. But until then, keep playing the long game. Mm-hmm.